Some news stories for you. Two breaking news. Firstly, Tigray government just an hour ago released a statement. The statement is about what's happening in Volkite. One of the strongest statements from a Tigray government which I have seen. Amhara expansionist. These words are written more than a dozen times in this statement. Very strongly worded statement against Amhara regional government from Tigray. Secondly, viewers, a new story from the US. While Tigrayan diaspora has been trying to put pressure upon the US government to pass two bills, one at the US House and the other at the US Senate, to impose sanctions on Ethiopian government. It seems that the US government is pausing the two bills. It is keeping the two bills pending. Why? And lastly, we have a video clip for you from Mekele, Tigray's capital. Firstly, viewers, Tigray External Affairs Bureau just an hour ago, I think, released a statement, very strong statement against alleged mass graves found in Volkite. In three previous videos, I reported about the claims shared by Amhara government-backed news sources. Amhara government-backed news sources claim that Gonda University research team has uncovered several mass graves of Amharas in Volkite, Sagade and Humra, Western Tigray. And these are the graves of Amharas who were allegedly killed by the government when TPLF was in power in alliance with EPRDF. Amharas were killed, they were tortured, they were kept, they were detained at concentration camps. This is the claim shared by Amhara government-backed news sources. Pictures are being shared of these alleged mass graves. Now, Tigray government has issued a counter statement. What is Tigray government saying? Tigray government says that these are the graves of victims of Tigray genocide. Tigrayans have been killed in large number by Amhara forces, Eritrean forces and Ethiopian National Defense Forces in this area, in Western Tigray. Because the area has been under the control of these forces since November 2020. The Tigrayans were killed and buried. Now the dead bodies are being dug out. It is being said that these are dead bodies of Amharas. These are actually dead bodies of Tigrayans. That is what a Tigray government is saying. It further says, Tigray government, that US State Department last year confirmed in a statement that in Western Tigray, ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans was being committed. Amhara forces, ENDF and Eritrean forces were involved in this ethnic cleansing. Around 2 million have been displaced in this conflict, and more than 70,000 have crossed into Sudan since the start of Tigray conflict. Numbers shared by Tigray government. So Tigray government is accusing Amhara regional government, Amhara expansionist forces, Amhara expansionist elite. These are the words used in the statement, that they are desecrating the remains of the victims of Tigray genocide. The statement further says that Amhara region is involved in disputes with neighboring regions, with Oromia, with BG, with ethnic groups living in Amhara like Agaos, Skimans. And the region, the people especially not the entire people. Amhara political elite is being targeted in this statement, that the political elite has expansionist ideas. Tigray government is referring to the establishment of inquiry commission by Human Rights Council. That Human Rights Council set up a commission, but Tigray government is ready for investigations regarding atrocities committed in Tigray for Amhara, but Ethiopian government is not giving access to this commission. It means that Ethiopian government regime, the word used, Abiy regime, Amhara expansionist forces, they are trying to cover up their crimes in Western Tigray by destroying the evidence, by tampering with the evidence of the victims of Tigray genocide. So we see that both sides are they have made conflicting claims about these mass graves being found in Volkayet. How will the truth come out? If they keep on exchanging these statements, truth will never come out. Truth can only come out if there is some independent international investigation or some local investigation having the trust of both the sides, which does not seem very possible so far. Secondly, viewers, two bills are pending with the US. One is with US House and the other is with US Senate. Tigrayans have been pinning their hopes on these two bills. The bills will be passed and it will lead to serious sanctions on Ethiopian government. But today some US-based and other news sources have claimed that that US government has decided to keep these two bills pending. The bills will not be tabled at the House and at the Senate sessions. S3199, it was passed on the 29th of March at a session of US Senate's Committee on Foreign Relations. It is pending with the US Senate. And HR 6600 passed, I think, last month. It is pending with US House. Why is US holding off on these two bills? US government reportedly wants to see the progress of the truce announced 10 days ago. It does not want to impose sanctions on Ethiopian government now. It is using carrot and stick policy. It is just threatening the Ethiopian government with sanctions, but it is not imposing any sanctions. Will the truce announced 10 days ago deliver? That remains to be seen. But the massive campaign by Tigrayan diaspora has not produced any results in the short term, that the two bills have been paused by the House and the Senate. We have seen protests, demonstrations from pro-Ethiopian government diaspora as well in the US. Can we say that these bills are being kept pending because of the protests of Ethiopian diaspora? I don't think so. The main reason is that Ethiopian government has taken some measures like the announcement of truce. And US government wants to see the outcome of the announcement of truce. So it will wait for a few days or for a few weeks. If the truce is not properly implemented, if there are once again start of armed hostilities, then we could see action on these two bills. The bills will remain pending, it seems. What will Tigrayan diaspora do? Will it continue its demonstrations, its protests going on for several days? That remains to be seen. I think Tigray diaspora members will also change their strategy now. Demonstrations did not work. The government, US government, is waiting for the outcome of the truce. Lastly, viewers, we have a video clip for you from Tigray, Tigray's capital, Mekele. The video clip is from Romanot Square, which is a main square in Mekele, capital of Tigray. you would see in the video that there are lots of people walking on foot. No vehicles is seen at the scare. Why? Because there is no fuel in Tigray, no fuel in Mekele. Just one tanker arrived since the start of truce in the last 8 months or so. And even this tanker is for humanitarian agencies, not for the people of Tigray, for the government of Tigray. So there is acute shortage of fuel. That is why there are no vehicles on the road. We are seeing the same shortage of fuel in other parts of Ethiopia as well. I think I shared that in 2 previous videos that long queues have been seen even in the capital Addis Ababa, where people have to wait for hours to buy fuel at petrol stations. Watch this clip from Tigray's capital, Mekele. Thanks for watching.